Hello friendly faces, welcome to another video. So this time of year the garden can look a little bit dull. Most of the summer flowers are finished and we're waiting for the autumn flowers to come. So we thought we'd have a look at a garden centre and see what there is available. This is Dobbies in Gillingham, and like most garden centres these days they sell more than just flowers. So before we look at the plants and flowers, here's some photos of the range of other stuff that they do. They have a wide range of indoor plants. They're in very good condition and they're presented in a way that gives you some ideas of the things that you can do with them. They've got a wide range of interesting flowering plants. Also they have lots of foliage plants and ferns. There's a good selection of orchids, and the orchid varieties available these days aren't as hard to look after as they used to be. If you always forget to water your plants, there's a good range of succulents and cactuses available that are more drought tolerant. These are air plants and they're unusual in that they don't need soil to grow in. Always have a look at the clearance area or the bargain bucket, as there's lots of good plants there, and the only thing that's wrong with them is either they finished flowering or the manager needs them out of the way so you can get new stock in, and you can pick up some bargains. During autumn you start to plan for next year, and again there's a wide range of seeds available. Autumn is also the time to renovate lawns, and there's plenty of products available to help you do this. Also, thinking of planning for next year, there's a wide variety of bulbs to help bring spring and summer colour. Now if you're not very green fingered, you could try some artificial plants. These made up bowls of sedums are virtually indistinguishable from the real thing, and they should look up really close. Or you could try doing some flower displays with the artificial leaves of flowers. Again, these are very realistic. Water always brings an interesting element to gardens, and here's a nice range of different water features. As well as a water feature, you might want to have a pond, and this is also catered for, from buying the pre-formed ponds to the plants to the fish to stock it. There's also fish for indoor aquariums as well, which are quite nice and relaxing to watch. So, moving on to plants for the garden. Now the mainstay of winter and spring bedding are polyanthus and violets, and as you'd expect, there's a good range. They'll overwinter quite happily in the garden as small plants, although modern varieties of violets are very good because they can flower from winter right through to summer. Gerberas are a nice addition to the autumn garden, although they're not frost hardy and will die back after the first frost. Another mainstay of the autumn garden are these spray chrysanthemums. Again, they're not frost hardy and will be damaged by the first frost, but if you cut them back and lift and store them in a shed, they can be replanted again next year. It's nice to buy them in flower, but if you buy them when they're in bud like this, you'll get a longer flowering period. Cyclamen are another autumn and winter favourite, and again there's a nice range of flower colours and foliage colours. There's a nice selection of plants for hanging baskets and tubs, and if you have only a small patio area and no garden, it's a nice way to add some colour. If you fancy growing your own fruit next year, there's a good selection of soft fruits. Grasses and bamboos can add a nice structural element to a garden as they move about and rustle in the wind. Alpine plants are not just for rockeries, they can make a nice feature in a border, especially the spreading mat types. Something to watch out for are things like these delphiniums, which are spring flowering plants, but they're trying to sell them as autumn flowering plants. As well as all the other things you can buy, you can also get a nice joint for your Sunday roast. If all that plant shopping has left you worn out, you can always get a nice meal or a cuppa in the restaurant.